Okay. Hey, what's up YouTube? We are back today, this week, and we're gonna be talking about my custom Pivot Shuttle LT. It's a full power e-mountain bike. It's got the Bosch race motor. Just want to go over a little bit of the custom build, kind of my views on the bike now, and kind of like, I don't know, I've been jonesing for an SL e-bike and I'm gonna go over that. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy times. Like there's so many options for electric mountain bikes now. SL, full power, you know, which one's gonna be right for you. So hopefully I can kind of help you guys out in your next purchase, whichever bike you're gonna get. But these are just some of my viewpoints, so let's get started. So quick build recap. This is not stock. Usually it comes with Fox parts and a lot of different parts, but what we got going on here is the Pivot Shuttle LT frame, and then we have it built up with Rockshox components. So I have a Pivot in the rear, Zeb in the front. We have AXS Transmission comboed with XO. I have XO cranks and an XO cassette, but I have an XX derailleur. I am running 160 crank length, which is kind of like what everyone's jonesing for nowadays for e-bikes. Less pedal strikes, easier to pedal out of turns. We have DT Swiss. I have a EX511 custom built rear wheel with a 350 hub and kind of the equivalent in the front, but this was just a stock wheel. We have Kryptotal tires, 2 forefront and rears. I hate these tires, man. I can't drive with them here. I live in the Northeast. I'm in Westchester, New York. So these tires, just for some reason, do not want to grip on any soil here. I feel like it's really good for the bike park, but I mean, I've had other people riding locally here in New York, and in the trails, it's just, you wipe out everywhere. It doesn't grip the ground really nice with fresh dirt. So I can't really recommend those tires for a trail tire, but I feel like they would be great for the bike park if it was really dusty, but that's just me. I do have the older Rockshox Reverb 170 drop in the back. This is a size medium frame. 170, I forget if the old one's 170, 175, but I have a new one at 175 that I was gonna put on, but held off for now. Sram Maven Ultimates, which have been amazing. Haven't had any issues with those. 1UP 35 riser bars. Yeah, so it's been pretty sweet. It's a sweet build. 1UP cockpit, obviously I talked about the riser bars, but I have a 50 mil stem and ergon grips. Let's get started to why I'm kind of jonesing for an SL. This is a great bike. I mean, like, it's a sweet bike. It's got a lot of power. It's got the Bosch race motor, but it's heavy. I mean, like, it's 50 something pounds, and I just feel like full power e-bikes now are kind of more towards the Enduro scene. I know that the Amflow is out, but you know, most full power e-bikes I feel like are Enduro style bikes with a lot of travel. And I feel like when you're taking that out on the trail, you're not doing Enduro riding the whole time. Maybe you're doing a couple of runs, maybe you are, and it's great, but most of the time it's gonna be like trail riding where you do a couple downhill runs, but you also wanna have fun on the ups, technical sections. An Enduro bike's a lot to maneuver for, like, if you're doing a trail ride, maybe 20% of it is Enduro riding, the other percent's like, you know, fun trail riding where you need a bit more nimbler of a ride. An easy bike to flick around. And I think the SLs have come a long way where they're like 38, 40 pounds and they have 50 to 65 Newton meters depending on the brand. And it's just easier to throw that bike around and have a fun, playful trail bike. I think a few years ago, it would have been a completely different story because they only had 35 Newton meter torque SL e-bikes, but now almost every brand, they're like 50 to 65 Newton meters. So it's great. So I think it's a great time for SL e-bikes to shine. And you will probably see a lot of people in my case where they want something like that versus just a full tank all the time. Don't get me wrong, this is amazing on the downs, but when you want to have a fun, playful ride the rest of the ride after you do the downhills, it's a tank. You know, it excels great on the downs. It's gonna get you to the top great. I mean, 85 Newton meters of torque. This isn't even the new Gen 5 motor. This is I guess the current race motor, but they are replacing that. But you know, all the new full power e-bikes have 100 to 115, whatever, like Newton meters of torque, which is just absurd. You know, like coming from an Enduro background also, like at 85 Newton meters, I still can't like use it to its full potential. So to have more than that on a lot of these other bikes is just mind-boggling. So again, I just was giving some of my thoughts on to maybe what you would be looking for your next e-bike. If you're doing like shuttle laps to the top, bombing down all the time, this is a great bike. I think a full power Enduro bike is definitely the way to go. But if maybe you're doing a lot of trail riding, which I think a 90 or 80% of people are getting the bike to do their normal trail riding with an assist, the SLs are just a great option. Another thing to consider is your friends, like the gang you're riding with, like are all of them on full powers? There is a difference if you get you're the only one in your group with an SL and everyone else has full powers, maybe you're not going to keep up with them as much, but you know, go with what works for you. If you are thinking you want a fun, playful electric mountain bike, not going to weigh a ton, still has some good torque, don't think you need something like this. An SL is going to be amazing. If you're looking for something to shuttle to the top and just really focus on the downs and plow through, then the full powers are great, in my opinion. Just something that I've been thinking about for a while. So I am going to be selling this frame and trying to build up an SL. Again, I love to flick stuff around. I love the nimble rides right now. Like I've been loving my Specialized Epic 8 Evo, and it's been an amazing bike, and I just love flicking it around. So, you know, it's very hard to flick this around. I also have some lower back problems, so it's been heavy. I mean, you really feel the weight when you're lifting it on the car. Other than that, you really only feel the weight when it wants to be playful, when you want to be playful with the bike. When you're tanking downhill, you're not going to feel it as much, but it's really just like when you want to just be playful on the trails. So I think there's a lot out there. There's a bike for everyone nowadays. And it's just, you know, it is hard to find the right pick. Think about your riding style. Don't get palpatined into getting what someone else is trying to get you to get. You know your riding style, do the research. There's a lot of content out there that can point you in the right direction, but I think a lot of people will enjoy the SLs over the full powers. I think, again, there wasn't a lot of SL stuff back a few years ago, so now it's really hitting the market strong. So it's a great time, but it's also a confusing time if you're trying to choose full power or SL. So just do the research, you know, and make the right decision. Don't let someone else make that decision for you. But I think what we're starting to see, and just the community in itself, is a lot of people who bought a bike like this are now transitioning to SLs because just a better fit for them. Again, like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be putting a couple more videos of this probably before I get rid of it, because I just want to get some riding clips. Again, I think it's still a great bike, but it's not suiting my needs right now, so I don't want it to turn into a 55-pound paperweight. That would suck. So yeah, like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.